share this with the Discord. Link. All right. Looks like someone's in here already. Good to go. Make sure you check in. Also, please remember that all caps are great because then I can actually read it. Ooh, sorry for the delay, but yeah, it took me a while to get to this point, this place. We got a pilgrim. Pilgrims first. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I don't know if I'll be able to even use these glasses or not, but I'm going to try. Oh, goodness. Made it to North Carolina. What we got in here? We got, alrighty then, Canada. And looks like Debbie. Hey. They, them, hey there. Rose is showing up. Sorry to make you guys wait, but like I was saying a second ago, it took me a while to get to this point where it was actually safe to like do this, to turn it on, to get activated. As usual with the drives, guys, if you can remember to make sure to use the all caps if you want me to try and engage with you. And also the show is dependent on your participation. So nothing to talk about, then nothing to stream about. So let's go ahead and start knocking out. Let's see if we can't get our first subject in the chat, and then we can go from there. I found while you're doing that, I found this thing called Ghost Energy. It's actually pretty tasty. I was too scared to look at the ingredients, but it says 0 sugar. So yeah, it must be good for you, right? All right, gonna get the cruise control all set here. Let's see. What's our subject here? I think that's Bradley. I can't tell. Good morning, Trump, and go. Look, come on, man. You got to be like a little bit more specific than that. You know, that's almost a wasted sentence you just typed there. Crazy, you crazy guy, you. I think he's doing great. I think he's doing a great job. I think that everybody's going to. I think the country is going to enjoy what he's doing. The only people that are just screaming bloody murder are the people that don't like what he's doing. These are the same kind of people that remind me of people who are mad about the stock market. You know, it's all a joke. I also found out this morning that, you know, how the left keeps talking about how he's ignoring a 9-0 Supreme Court ruling to get that Maryland man back to the country. Well, apparently it's nothing like that even happened. Yeah, there was no ruling. It was a single opinion of the Chief Justice, and yeah, that's what it was. So there's been no ruling on this whatsoever. He's done nothing. 0 sugar means more synthetic. Yes, of course. There are nothing but chemicals in my body right now, coursing through my veins. The real thing, this thing that sucks is it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. See, we worked it. I spent 2 hours arguing about 2A. Oh, I see. MSN lied. Walt's got a promotion, not fired. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's gonna be. You know, the Senate confirmation hearing for his confirmation to be the UN ambassador is going to be fireworks. It's going to be absolute fireworks. The right's going to be like, we love what you're doing. Yeah, there was a bit of a hiccup. Yeah, the left will do nothing but signal gate the hell out of this guy. And all they're going to say is, hey, we can't even depend on you to run an app, you know, and so why would we even think of depending on you to what is it, to be the UN ambassador, the United States ambassador to the UN. So it's a joke. The whole thing's a joke. Morning, y'all. Bounced night as I got my hands freed up to chat. Okay, good. And we got people popping in. Looks like Ian's here. Maynard Watkins. Love that name, man. Love that name. Well, put more stuff in the chat, guys. Put more stuff in the chat, but I'll be happy to talk to you about this the whole thing that they're doing with this Maryland father, because I honestly just don't want to say his name. It's like they don't have anything else to hold on to. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, you know it's a losing battle, but like, why do you? And we're not even like fighting it. We're not even going to be like, whatever. We're just like, whatever, dude. Keep talking. Blah 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 blah. You know. But I think that their focus more is to keep it active and in the public, because that puts pressure on these leftist judges, these political judges, to try and do more. Because if it comes down to shut up, judge, we're done, then the judges won't. They'll be like, whoa. Maybe we should take a step back. You know, the real thing is like, so what other cases are they overseeing, or what other cases are being put on their docket that could be like, you know, filling the place of this one or the other 160 something ones against Trump. You know, it's a little mind blowing, the level of lawfare that is being used against the administration. I guess the question is, where's the money coming from to pay for these lawyers? I guess that's the real question. Let's see here. There is a way to naturally filter. Oh, is there a way to naturally filter water that is better than purified water tablets? Naturally filter water that's better. Well, so not to be a stickler here, but filtering water and purifying water are two completely different things. There is a system that you can use. I've seen it done with 3 barrels, and these barrels actually sit side by side and not one on top of the other. And the idea is that the water is based off of a rainwater collection system, and then the water is made to move through very slowly a series of different aggregates. I mean, the barrel is basically like full of, the first barrel is like full of almost every aggregate you can think of, everything from sand to gravel to, you know, I mean, natural or green materials. I mean, it's almost full, so there's almost no water in the first barrel. And the second barrel, it's another set of aggregates, but it's only like half. And in the third barrel, there's almost no aggregates in it whatsoever. And it takes about a month for that water to move through that system. So there is a way to do it, but it takes a long damn time to do it. Basically, you're making what I would call an earth purifier. But you know, the other thing too is like I said, there's a difference between filtering and purifying water, because when you're purifying water, you're basically treating the water, and obviously you've got to use the chemicals to do that, unless you run it through a system like this, which takes like a month. So, is there a way? Yeah, there's a way to do it, but I don't think it's very super functional. Let's see. What we got here? Brand sand and charcoal and lemongrass for flavor. Let's add that flavor, man. Let's add that flavor. All right. Well, you got an answer out of me. We've got 23 people in here. Okay, and 20 of them are slackers. Where's that thumbs up, man? Where's that thumbs up? I just gave you like a legitimate prepper, like old school hardcore prepper answer. You know what I'm saying? And I got 4 thumbs up. Anyway, so let's go ahead and put another question in there or something to talk about. Please use all caps. Looks like somebody just put something in there. But that may be a yes/no answer, and I will need more than one thing. So, is there any truth in getting water from stream? Make sure the water has fallen at least 3 times. Okay, so what Bradley's talking about is a stream that generally, a stream or river, generally it's better with streams, okay, but sometimes that's a little difficult to do. But the general idea is that when they say it's fallen at least 3 times, that means that it's gone through, it's basically done 3 waterfalls, okay? And that's actually where the term waterfall comes from. So there is some truth to it. And the idea is that in between, because of the way plate tectonics work and the moving of water either through rock, over rock, or around sediment created by that rock, okay, it filters the water. It doesn't purify it, it filters the water. And so the general idea is that if water is moving over a surface very fast, that sooner or later there's enough friction that it's going to start to dredge the stone, it's going to dredge the water, it's going to separate the water from the soil, and that's why most of the time moving water doesn't have a lot of sediment. It's normally mostly sand or rock or gravel. And so if it's fallen 3 times, if you're looking on a map and you can see waterfall, 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 then generally just downstream from at least the 3rd waterfall, the water should be very, very clear running water. Now you still have to, so there is truth to that, and actually that came from the panhandlers that came up with that. But so there is truth to it, and it does work. And if you had to drink water that you could not filter, that would be a good way of knowing where to find the truly filtered water. You know what I'm saying? But I would still want to boil it, because I'd rather die of thirst than I would from, a parasite in my body. Dying of diarrhea does not sound fun at all. Hopefully that answered your question. I love these hard questions that you guys are throwing out there. Let's see here. Was just that texting? Smash that thumbs up. There we go. And look, it's looking better. It's looking better. Somebody's telling me to have a safe drive. Just got called in my new hand cast. Just have a safe drive. I just got called in for my new hand cast. Well, hopefully your hand cast is... Hopefully your hand is okay. Got another one here. I think this is Rose. I can't tell. Kind of hard when you live in a flat land. May have to do some construction to create the waterfalls. Yeah, but the construction probably wouldn't last. You'd literally have to. I mean, affecting a body of moving water is very difficult unless you're just damming it up. Changing its direction. It's not an easy thing. And then getting it to go up versus down is not an easy thing as well, because water tends to try and level itself. It's not impossible, especially if you have a bulldozer and a backhoe. Got a cop trying to sneak up behind me here. I'm doing 60 and a 70, so I don't know why he's creeping. I don't know why he's creeping. Let's let him go past and look in his window. Because it's an old cop car, not a real cop car. Accelerating to maximum cruising speed now. Nothing but windmills out here. North Carolina has got a very significant wind and solar infrastructure. I got nothing in the chat, guys. I got nothing in the chat. It's going to be the shortest live stream ever. This stuff is yummy. That is for sure. Did this just start? Yes, William, it did. It's been going for 15 minutes, but this is a Friday, and I don't really have all of my bells and whistles in front of me in the studio. So as you can clearly see, So it's all about you. Whatever you guys want to talk about is what we will talk about until there's nothing to talk about anymore, at which time I will shut this down. I'll do it. I'll shut this thing down and watch YouTube videos all the way to the coast. Let's see. Which lane are you driving in? I'm in the slow lane. I am in the cruising lane. There are only 2 lanes. Hold on. There you go. That's where I am. That's where I am. I'm gonna let this car go past before I try to push any more buttons. Boom. And boom. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see. I have nothing to say, plus I'm vanishing. Oh, you're varnishing lumber. I have nothing to say, but I'm varnishing lumber. I don't know what this weekend holds. There may be a live stream tonight. We'll see how I feel. I literally have to drive 5.5 hours in that direction. And then I've got to get on my zero turn and mow 6 acres. And the plan was to come back early tomorrow morning, but I'm thinking I might be able to do some kind of video stuff there on the property that I can't do at the apartment. And we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. It sure looks like flat land. Right here it is. It does get more hilly. Right now the coast, the Atlantic Ocean is probably about 5 to 10 miles in that direction. And California is in that direction for over 3,000 miles. But right in this particular area, this is a farming area, and it is super duper flat. Let's see here. Okay, imagine made it looked like you were in the fast lane. No. All right. Let's see. Since you guys are slacking, let me see if there's anything that I want to talk about. I'm trying to think here. Let me see. I got a clipboard. It's got stuff on it, but I didn't bring it for this, but it might inspire me. I want to talk about, I've just been inspired to talk about the overemphasis of firearms in preparedness. It's something that I'm seeing more and more of, but I'm also I'm very aware for the necessity for firearms. I mean, there's one in the vehicle right now, but I'm kind of bothered by this new thing that's going on about being the professional citizen. I talked about this a few weeks ago, and how it's kind of becoming like a business model. It's like a business model catchphrase that we're starting to see more and more in the preparedness space. And if I forget, the next thing I want to talk about is preppers disappearing from YouTube. So remind me, if I say, what did I want to talk about? Right now, this whole professional citizen / tactical stuff, it's bothersome because it helps to stereotype us. I mean, you guys should know by now I don't give a shit what people think about me, okay? But I care about how I view myself, and I come from that world where knowing how to manipulate a weapon, knowing how to use a weapon, knowing how to do things that you see on TV, that kind of stuff, is I'm from that world. Was I ever SEAL team? No. I mean, I've worked with them, but I was never in the SEALs. But it bothers me that people think that they need to think at that level, and then start to believe that they kind of can operate at that level. But it's kind of like, in order to do those things, it's almost like batting practice. You have to go to batting practice every single day if you want to be known as that guy or girl who hits home runs. If you don't go to batting practice, you're never going to be that person who hits home runs every time they come up to bat. That's what training at the highest tiers in our military is about. You know, a U.S. Marine on active duty in the infantry, and that's their primary job, is to shoot 'em up, bang, bang stuff. Probably he qualifies with his weapon at least once a year, okay? It's very controlled, it's non-tactical, and that's just for qualification. It takes about a week to do it. And then if he's good enough, he only has to do it every other year, okay? And then as far as actually like clearing rooms, doing tactical movements, you know, with live ammunition, he probably gets to do that twice a year if he's very, very lucky. And so even believing that an active duty Marine infantryman who's trained to do this stuff is going to be knocking, you know, hitting home runs every single time they come up to bat, it's just amazing that they can do it with that little of training. You know, you see pictures or videos. A lot of times it's coming out of the DOD where Marines are on the back of a flight deck at sea, okay? And they're shooting at targets at the edge of a ship, and there's brass all over the deck, and they're looking super cool. And they get to do that like once a year if they're lucky. And the only reason they can establish doing that is because of two factors. One, they can say that it is enhancing or doing remediating training, okay? And two, every naval vessel has a certain amount of ammunition stored in its guts, down deep. They have these special little ammunition elevators that a human being could technically ride, but it would be fitting through a hole about this big. And they've got to use this ammunition to rotate it, you know, because I've shot ammunition that was from Vietnam, not a joke. And if you're firing anything that is 308 or 7.62, as some people know it, that you could be shooting that all the way back to the end of World War II. Okay, so this very, 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 very old ammunition. When we did the assault during the Persian Gulf War, they were taking bombs out of the belly of our ship. I was on the USS Guam, and they were pulling rounds or bombs, 500-pound bombs, out of the belly of our ship that were from Vietnam. Not a joke. So, you know, circling back, the reality is that these people that you think are like super cool are not getting the level of training that you think that they are, whereas the people at the top tier of our little fighting pyramid, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 assets, are doing this stuff on the weekly. Not a joke. Sometimes it's on the daily, it depends on what the training schedule is. You know, if the Master Chief says, hey guys, we've noticed there's a little slacking on the shooting, we're gonna go shoot every day for a week now to get our skills back up. That's what they do. They make a phone call, the ammo shows up, they go to the range, and they go shoot. You know what I'm saying? So all these people that are pretending to be tactical and you know, being these professional citizens, they're actually getting less training that is necessary to do the most basic things at the infantry level. So I've said my spiel. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the chat right now, and maybe we can move from there. God, it's freaking bright. When I was working security, I was doing more training than most of the Corps I was working with. I believe it. I believe it. I got something. Looks like Ian typed something. Breaking the rules. Have you ever done any testing with Life PO4 batteries? No, I've never done any testing with the Life PO4 batteries, but I can tell you, matter of fact, I was doing a lot of research last night on different battery companies. Like someone asked me a question yesterday. I'm gonna turn this fan up a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't get too noisy in here. Somebody asked me yesterday. They were asking about like when they get their paycheck or something like that. When they get the money, they're gonna buy a solar power system. And you know, I was talking about jackeries. I was talking about the different sizes, what they could run. And then somebody popped in and talked about, I think it's Oops. And so I was like, I started doing research about like the best, the highest rated portable solar power systems, right? And then I realized that I realized what they were doing is they weren't the highest rated, they were the most sold in the United States. And so it's like, okay, so the assumption was that because more of brand X, whatever, were sold in the United States, then that must mean that they're the best. That means they're the go-tos, right? And so I did a side-by-side comparison with the Oops brand. Am I saying that right? I think it's OUPS. So let me know in the chat. Or is it Oops? Oops. 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 I'm going with Oops. Oops sounds more professional. But what I did when I did side-by-side comparisons of basically the Oops brand and all the different models that were available to us, everything from Jackery, the big ones were Jackery, and I'm trying to remember, there was a couple other major brands as well. But what it came down to is Oops is the poor man's Jackery, but it's very high quality, and it was kind of weird because it would be like if you do it like a side-by-side comparison of like a 1000 series for either side, right? So you've got like the Jackery that's 1024, okay, or we'll just say watts, right? 1024, but it's 1000, right? And then you've got the Oops, which is 994, and then you look at their prices, and for the 1000, it was like anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000. But if you go to the Oops brand, it was like $900. So the you know, as far as brands go, I'm really starting to wonder if Oops isn't the magic. You know, because no matter what you're doing, you're saving money, but you're getting a quality product. And now, to your point about the batteries, what I also noticed is that the batteries, and they were both using the Life PO4s, right? The batteries had less charging cycles before they drop to their 80 percentile, right? If you don't know what that means, it means that these batteries can only be charged so many times before they start to only be able to maintain about 80% of their charge. It's also known as battery or life cycle. And with the Life PO4s, they were just a little bit lower on the recharge rate than the Jackeries or the better known brands. But when you look at them, they're using the same Life PO4 battery technology. You know, and it all comes down to battery density. So, you know, I believe, man, I'm trying to remember what's the new one. There's another lithium battery out there. I don't know. Is the Life PO4 the newest ones, or are those the lightweight ones? Because it's odd, because the newer batteries have more charges to them, have more battery life to them, or life cycles, and they actually have more watts and more amp hours than the rated heavier lithium batteries, okay? So they're all lithium batteries now, but that Life PO4 has a greater charge density, and that's why it's actually heavier. And the idea behind these batteries in the companies was to get to things that are lighter. I gotta get in front of this guy here, and he's still in a trailer too, and he still wants to race me. What a dick. All right, we're gonna hit zoom. We're gonna hit go. All right, cruise control activated. But doing that side by side, I really like the idea behind that OPS. GM Tuck. Oh, good morning, Tuck. Working with our local range used by local core as well. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I would say that sounds like a reserve issue. most of the time, the Marine Corps has ranges that would just kind of blow your mind. Just massive swaths of land that are nothing but a giant bullet catch. Oh, come on, lady, really? You better go. I hate when somebody passes you, like, and then just like pulls right in front of you and slows down. It's gonna be a warm one today. That is faux show. Put something in the chat, guys. I gotta freaking you gotta keep me going here, otherwise it's gonna end. It's gonna be all over with. And nothing. Better slow down. Speed limit changed. The guy that was trying to race me with his trailer got in front of me now. Well, he's in the other lane, but he's still. It's like, you're not going fast enough for me, mister. It's kind of interesting looking trailer he's got there. I've never seen one like that before. Must be, I think it's like an old U-Haul trailer, old U-Haul car trailer maybe. Still nothing in the chat. Still nothing in chat. All right. I'm gonna give you one more chance. I'm gonna shut this puppy down. I can be watching YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody have a project they're gonna be working on this weekend that's preparedness related? That could be a good thing. That is a neat trailer. Okie dokie. Well, remember that I tried. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. I want to thank you for hanging out with me for 33 minutes and 7 seconds. As usual, stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. And the light's green, but the whole thing is traffic. Bye-bye.